Hi everyone, I'm Tamara Makabanga. Welcome back to another episode of the 50 Digital Technology Solutions that every business needs. And today I am chatting to Siyabonga Tiwana. Siya, can you please introduce yourself to everyone?
Thank you, Tamara. So my name is Siya. I'm a co-founder of a technology company called Skywalk Innovations.
Awesome. And so can you just tell us a little bit more about Skywalk Innovations? So who exactly are you and what do you do?
Cool. So Skywalk Innovations is a technology consulting company, right? So we help any size of a business with their digital transformation strategy as well as the implementation. So we provide solutions to improve their internal business processes as well as improving customer service. Some of the organizations, they want to explore new business models, so we assist on that. So we achieve that by providing either it's a mobile or a web application, whether it's an IoT solution, any kind of solutions that the client might potentially want. So geographically, we've served clients in the US, the UK, Namibia, Australia, Botswana, Tanzania, Swaziland, South Africa. So we've geographically served a number of different clients in any size of the business, from small, medium to large corporates, as well as government tenders. And lucky enough, we have been recognized by Forbes Africa 30 Under 30 for the class of 2019. And the kind of solutions that we actually provide, they very differ, right? So we've done projects in over about 9 different industries, from fintech, edtech, regtech, agritech, any kind of specific, not necessarily specific industries, but we've been really broad.
Okay, awesome. And what do you believe is your unique selling point?
Look, suppose you are a medium or a small size company, right? You want to grow the business and you realize that you want to, you might need tech and you don't understand what kind of technology solutions you might potentially want to adopt, right? So you ask some few people, and some people, they advise that adopt this piece of technology and this and that, right? Hence, most of the companies, they end up with a lot of software solutions that they don't interface or don't engage with each other. So what we've done is we said, hey, look, for each and every company, when you engage with us, right, we have 3 ways of how we engage with you, right? And some of the challenges we've noticed is that the cost of software is expensive, right? Or any piece of technology is expensive. There's unpredictability of adopting technology, because someone can say, okay, cool, we're going to do this thing for the next 6 months and this is going to be X amount, right? The 7 months or 8 months later, you realize that the cost is twice as much than you've initially paid, right? So I said, look, we're going to solve these solutions in 3 ways. One, we've got what we call a discovery workshop. So when we engage with Tamara's company, we said, look, let us understand where you're going as a business and where you are, looking at the infrastructure, look at your internal skill sets, and understand tech savviness of your organization. Then we do what we call a discovery workshop. That's the first start, right? We do a discovery workshop where we understand everything about your organization. Then we map out sort of your digital transformation strategy, as well as the implementation plan, the cost and timing and everything, right? Then from then we move to the second phase, which is the engineering phase, right? Where we then build the solution for customers. Customers are not obligated to move from the initial phase of doing a discovery workshop with us to the engineering. You can get quotation from other service providers, and you can go with the one that you actually feel comfortable working with, right? Then that's the engineering aspect of things. Then there's a last part, which is the growth stage, where we've already built, we've already implemented your solution. And then now we're either doing support and maintenance, and we're also looking at all possible aspects of what can potentially grow your business, right? What can you potentially adopt, any new technologies that are in the market. So what differentiates us is that we start with you from the beginning stage, and then we walk with you with the journey. And if you notice, most of our clients, the lifetime value of our clients is like 2 years plus, right? Because we walk that journey with you. All that you do know, or all that our customers mostly do know, is what they do, right? If you are selling whatever product, or if you are in a construction, that's what you do. but then you might not necessarily be tech savvy. So we walk that journey with you, acting as a chief technology officer to your company.
Okay, that's nice. So, Sia, let us know, like, what is the biggest problem that you solve for your clients on a day-to-day basis?
So most of the clients, they usually know what they do, right? And then our belief is that if you can't measure what you do or what you produce or what you have, it's going to be difficult to grow your business, right? So what then we do is we said, look, we provide solutions such as, it's mostly improving internal business processes. So if you can't manage your sales orders, if you can't manage your stock, you can't manage your suppliers, you can't manage whatever that needs to be managed in your business, we provide the technology solutions where you can sit and look at the reports and analytics to see that, okay, cool, these are the areas that might need potential improvement. And then we provide that particular solution to your company.
Awesome. And in your opinion, do you think, like, what is your opinion about the software development and digital transformation across Africa as well as South Africa perhaps? And do you think that it is on par with international standards?
We're definitely on par, without a doubt, right? I'll use an example of Skywalk as an example, right? Because, I mean, when we started off, I think it was in 2016 when we got our international client from Australia, right? They said, okay, cool, we guys want to give you 2 months contract, see if you're going to deliver the quality standards that we want, right? A month later, they extended the contract. We ended up doing work with them for like 2.5 years, right? So in Australia, in the US, in the UK, right? Those are mostly the currencies that we usually look at in terms of either quality standards and stuff, right? So looking at Skywalk as an example, we say we're on par because most of our clients, they've been with us since 2016 up until to date. It's not just Skywalk Innovations alone. There are a lot of companies in Cape Town, in Joburg, even in other parts of Africa that are providing solutions to the US and the UK. The advantage that we have is the exchange rate, right? So our rates are not as equivalent as software developers in those respective countries. So the exchange rate gives us a competitive advantage, the language also, as well as the quality that you also provide. And most companies, especially now during the COVID-19 pandemic, they started to move their operations or regarding the building of their tech to either South Africa or other African countries. Just apart from that, on top of it, we have a company called Jumia, an e-commerce company in Africa that they think they've been into the New York Stock Exchange, right? And then we have they listed in the New York Stock Exchange just some few years ago, last year or the year before last, if I'm not mistaken. Then we also have Paystack, right? That has been recently bought by a value of $200 million US, which is the biggest acquisition. Exactly. So I believe that if companies can come to purchase companies in Africa with so much value, it means that we do have the quality that the international standards companies actually do meet.
Okay, no, that's awesome. Thank you so much for sharing all those examples.
Exactly. Yeah? However, we have challenges in Africa. I have no doubt that we can provide quality and we are innovative as well. The challenges that we face in Africa, which is hindering a lot of innovation and success stories, right? Because we need to build unicorns in the continent. Is that access to internet, right? The infrastructure of internet is usually the biggest thing. I was speaking at the Africa Innovation Week just yesterday, right? So infrastructure, access to internet is the biggest barrier. The cost of data to access internet is also another biggest thing. So however, I do think that we do have resources. If you look at bigger corporates, your IBM, Google, Facebook, they're setting up shop in Africa, right? And they provide the resources, whether it's a cloud credit, so you can build cloud-based solutions. They also provide on top of it technical support, where if you're Tamara, you don't have any expertise on building software, they will provide someone that is going to assist you to teach you potentially how to code and potentially to use their infrastructure to build a solution. So I have no doubt that we can potentially go there. The other restriction, apart from access to internet, right, is regulations. If you want to start a fintech company, to get access to get accreditation from Financial Service Board is going to take you some time, right? Whereas as a startup, you've got assumptions, you want to try this, either it's a mobile app or whatever the potential it might be, just to see that you can build something that is going to be adopted into the market, in the African market or internationally. You just have assumptions, right? And you want to prove that, you want to validate that. But then you need to get accreditation from the Financial Service Board. And by the moment you get that, I mean, you would have potentially moved to something else, right? So regulations actually, they're also one of the restrictions that we do have. However, I do feel like, you know what, we have the skills, we have the resources such as YouTube, everything else that you can learn how to code and build solutions. We are innovative because we're building or we're solving solutions that are African-based. So yeah, those are the sort of challenges that we face. However, I do think that if you are a startup, you're going to try to bypass all the challenges that you face so that you can try to build something that is going to be recognized by the market.
But just touching on like the whole data and access to internet thing, like everyone is complaining about that. Like, what do you believe can be done or should be done in order to resolve that?
I think shared resources, right, might something that works. If, as an example, Nigeria has something that really works, right, as a country, our government and potentially, more especially our government, right, they can say, look, Nigeria, we see that there's something that great that you're actually doing. Can we adopt, can we share resources so that we can make sure that we provide a low-cost data, as well as to provide the infrastructure that is going to help people to have access to internet. Because if you're sitting in the rural areas, like I am at the moment, right, it's difficult. I just have to move around. And the cost of that becomes something that is really difficult. I understand the challenges that your bigger corporates in the, like your Cell C, your MTN, your Vodacom and stuff, and others in the African market, it's difficult to provide low cost because on the other hand, you're still a business, right? You still need to make profit, you still need to grow, you still have to pay expenses and stuff. So it also becomes difficult for them. But then I still believe that in shared resources kind of an approach, we'll be able to provide solutions for the African market to be innovative.
Okay, awesome. Shared resources, guys. There you have it. Okay, so Sia, here at Alaking Creatives, we've adopted this framework called the 5 Ones framework, and we encourage our clients to choose one product or service and, target one customer avatar, sell it through one traffic source using one conversion method, and doing all of that for 1 year. So how would Skywalk Innovations apply that framework if they had to?
So realistically, it's a bit of a challenge when you are a service-based business, because when you're a service-based business, you might provide a mobile app for this particular customer, you might provide either a project management tool or whatever the case might be, and you still have to cover expenses, right? You still have to grow, you still have to try to manage and balance things so that the company can actually move, right? However, one other thing that we have tried previously, which has been a little bit of a mission, because which is actually building a product that you can take to market. If you are selling a mobile device, you know that you're selling this particular mobile device at this price to this particular customer segment, and you can use these particular channels to reach out to them. Then it becomes easy if you're selling a product. We have tried that previously. It became difficult because we have to take some little bit of profit and then try to run a particular product. When you run out, you still have to, grow the Skywalk service-based business, and then you try to come back to pursue that particular product. I think what we can do, however, which could be something different, which we've never tried before, but is still building a product where we can say, we will need to dedicate someone that is going to be an account manager or a salesperson for that particular product, so that, and then provide all the resources, whether it's a marketing person, a salesperson, operations person, right? To make sure that, hey, look, we've got this particular product that we're going to sell to this particular segment through this particular channel. That is one way of how we can adopt that particular strategy in a way that it would actually be a success.
Okay, awesome. I do think that could definitely work. Okay,
Absolutely.
Sia, I do not want to take too much more of your time. Thank you so, so much for agreeing to this interview.
Thank you so much, Tamara, for having me. Thank you.
You are definitely welcome. Thank you so much, guys, for watching, and I'll see you again next week for another episode.